Alrighty, well, today's video is basically about how villains just hate Central City. Like, to commit any sort of a crime, they do not want to be involved with Central City, and because that's the home to the fastest man alive, Barry Allen, the Flash. And before we get into the story, you have to keep in mind, well, if they want to commit any crime in Metropolis or Gotham, they still prefer those. Even for Metropolis, they have to pass the daily alien invasions and dealing with Superman, and how in Gotham they'd be put halfway in the grave by Batman. All that in mind, all that kept that in mind, they still pick Central City as the worst city to commit any sort of crime in. And that's fascinating, but we have to get on with the story. So it starts off with a bunch of villains having a poker night, and one of them brings up how Central City is pretty much an easy target for them, but no, it's a big mistake. Every other villain on the table is just like, no. They just stare at him like he's lost his mind. And how the villains basically go on to talk about how other people like the Joker and Luthor even stay away from it. And one of them starts telling the rest about a story how the Joker tried to gas the whole city. But the Flash showed up and whisked the gas away, basically sending the Joker off flying in the sky back to Gotham. And then another one tells how the Condiment King, Ketchup and Mustard Gun Guy, tried robbing a bank and ended up halfway in an African desert, courtesy of the Flash, and it took him a year to find his way back. That is just crazy. But this new guy still isn't convinced, and they bring up about, the story about the Flash's kids. Apparently they're no joke either. Surge possesses superhuman strength, just like Superman, and the other one, known as Thunderheart, can deliver lightning-fast punches and even gives them veggies. Like, that is just hater activity. They go on to talk about other speedsters who are just as tough, and they highlight speedsters such as Jesse Quick and the time-traveling hero Impulse. And with that, the story continues with one villain bringing out the story of Mordru. He's a super powerful wizard, and he can travel anywhere in space and time. So Mordru one day decides to mess with a little girl by stealing her lollipop, and bam, the Flash is waiting right there, and he's like, not cool, man. So Mordru, scared out of his wits, just starts jumping through different dimensions trying to escape, but the Flash is like a bad penny. He keeps showing up, and no matter how far or how away he basically travels through space and time, the Flash is always there one step behind him. And Mordru, after being chased through time and space, he gave up the lollipop, and he's never been the same since. The new guy later on goes to say that they're all making it up, and the other villains are like, dude, we wouldn't lie about this. And they explain that later on, like, heroes such as Batman will beat you up, Superman might throw you in jail, but the Flash, the reason why they hate him is because he takes time to talk to you and to remind you that you can be better. And that apparently that's the worst punishment they could ever think of. As the tension escalates when the skeptical villain reveals that he stole money from the bank near the Flash Museum, suddenly everyone starts panicking all around him. And they realize that the Flash is probably on his way here too. And the villain is just like, nah, he's not gonna find us, there's no way. And they hear a knock on the door. But the guy thinks it's a pizza delivery. Once they open the door, they find out that the Flash himself is knocking and ready to have a chat with every single villain before he takes them away. But yeah, with that, this video comes to an end, and I hope you enjoyed it.